Sorry, I had to vote. Now we see the 4 cameras and all boards on screen, the handshakes, the games are getting underway. Why don't we start with this Nepo versus Alireza matchup? And I do really want to hear your thoughts.
Well, this game I think is going to be fire. That's what I'm expecting, because Nepo won the last 2 candidates tournaments, so obviously he has all the right to think so, that people are afraid of him, or people might think that definitely he's one of the favorite of the event.
Shouted out bishop takes h3 in this
Wow, and
area.
it's on the board. On the board.
Look at Vidit. This is somebody who is determined. All of the odds makers, he was an afterthought. Chess.com's stats, he had 4%. I said, well, that was about right given how strong the other participants are. But look at him. He is just sitting there. He's confident. He's out-prepared Hikaru Nakamura, and he's just unleashed a sacrifice on h3. Hikaru did not see this coming. So stellar preparation from Vidit Gujrathi. I think we, could dive into some more X's and O's in a bit, but for now, the onus is entirely on Hikaru to figure out what next. Because if he doesn't take this pawn on h3, it's even material. And White has an extra pawn in the center. Black has an extra pawn on the rim, on the H file, the one closest to the kings. But that's good news when there's so many pieces on the board. You
have a game like that. Berlin candidates. There was a game between Aranyan and Kramnik, where Aranya and Kramnik did not castle. It was Spanish, and White played innocently just to move h3 before Black castled, and then Rook g8, g5, g4, and it was like a storm. I had a very similar feeling to that game, that simply, White couldn't get into the game. And you can see Hikaru's reaction that actually game is over completely. Zero chance to save it.
Realizes now he's been hit by the storm and there's no reply. He just hasn't got in this game, Robert. He's suffering, and there's literally nothing to do. It's dawning on him now. I mean, we've all been there. Many times in my career I've encountered this type of opening prep, and sometimes it's just nothing to do about it. Just recovery, just moving on to the next game. Luckily it's a long tournament. Better this happens in round 2 than round 13.
Nakamura. David, I think he wants to be anywhere but on this camera, in this playing hall, seated against Vidit Gujrathi.
Yeah, it even looked like for a moment Hikaru was smiling. I mean, to force a smile from this position, he's got to be thinking about something else, or he's got to be hoping that Vidit won't find the killer blow, but it looks like it's too late already. It's been too late for a few moves. White is totally lost. We see on the camera there the White king.
Kind of speechless just because, sorry David, just quickly how bad White's position is. Have you ever seen Hikaru just in a position like this?
I don't think ever, Robert. Yeah, I mean, I'm racking my brain suddenly. That's a very good question. Has Hikaru ever been lost with White by move, what was it, 16, 17? See another check. C1. That's the problem with the candidates. You're facing 7 other opponents who are back in form, who've been training extremely hard. A lot of focus all on this event. Unfortunately, one slip, as it was with Hikaru, and no real way back. Just that knight c4 move, retreating when he maybe should have sat for longer after bishop takes h3, composed himself, and maybe calculated a bit more. Just that one retreat, and Vidit's been ruthless, I would say. Vidit 2.0, as we mentioned earlier. So confident, and he's still got 20-something minutes on his clock. Queen g5 Judit, he called it. This is going to be a devastating discovery. Need to block. Finally developing that knight. Get hit by knight c4. Better late
Yeah,
than never,
that's a
maybe
nice finish. Right, knight d2, knight c4, rook d1, rook d2, rook d2, rook d8.
3 instead. Run here, Andrew.
Yeah, he's trying to make space for his king, and well, this is a fun angle of Vidit as we see him darting across the board with his eyes. And you know what you can even do as Vidit here? If you don't want to look for checkmate, can you just go for a knight fork, knight f1 to g3? Just like simple
Yeah,
check.
that's what I wanted to say now. You took away my idea.
I'm sorry. I hope everyone
It's
can
okay,
forgive me.
it's time. It's time to go knight f1, knight g3.
I approve, Robert.
I know you approve, David. I didn't have to ask for your permission. But Vidit, you see it, like, there is just absolute, I don't even know how to describe it, that Vidit 2.0, that confidence, like, he just goes for it. I feel like he used to be more timid as a player, and here he's even bopping his head, so he's feeling the rhythm, and I think knight f1 is going to happen.
Surely handshake any moment now. No resistance left available to Hikaru. This is a discovered check and a devastating fork next. And yeah, this white knight, the white rook in the corner, might never move. Wow, this has just been brutal. This is going to go in books for sure. What not to do in the opening end. Handshake. Hikaru resigns. Vidit takes the win.
He doesn't just take the win. Vidit Gujrathi is our leader in the candidates. I know it's early, and you see him and Hikaru Nakamura talking. Hikaru is just like, what was I thinking? But I know what Vidit Gujrathi is thinking. He is extremely happy. He has the first win of the FIDE candidates 2024, and he has the lead. So Hikaru, he's laughing it off a little bit, but Vidit just played a fine game on the biggest stage of his career. He's proving that he belongs here, and we see the arbiter trying to get those signed score sheets. But Judith, we know Vidit Gujrathi as a player. He kind of was the surprise winner of the Grand Swiss Hikaru Nakamura mainstay. But what do you make of this win? I mean, how big is it?